Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I was going to join him and do a little hip hop in a minute, but I probably thought I shouldn't do that. It's obviously great, first of all, just to see the art and the performance that's coming out of Cal State Long Beach every single day. I'm proud to have graduated from there. I'm proud to see these students. Let's give them another round of applause for their work. I want to begin by welcoming everyone and thank you for coming. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to be here, your commitment to the city and to our shared future. And I want to begin by giving a round of applause to all of the men and the women that are here serving our food, staffing us today. Give them a round of applause for their hard work. I also want to begin by thanking all of the elected officials that are here for taking their time out of their busy schedule to join us, particularly our members of Congress, our assembly member, and all of the council and citywides that are here. Thank you for being here. A round of applause for all of them again. I want to thank the Junior Chamber of Long Beach, and particularly also want to thank the Associated Students, Dave Edwards, his entire team, for hosting today, and for all of you for contributing to a great cause, and that's scholarships for students. So a round of applause to that whole team. Thank you all. And of course, the spectacular staff, who this would not have been possible without Steve Goodling and his team at the CVB, at SMG, for being a great partner, not just in our city, but for the whole tourism sector of Long Beach. Thank you. You know, one of the things that makes Long Beach such a great place to live is the great people that surround it. And I just really want to acknowledge all of you just for being here. You know, Charles Byrne, like I said before, from SMG, and the whole team have made this and all the events that happen so fantastic and so great. And I also want to make sure that I thank all the generous sponsors we were mentioned earlier, but thank you very much for your support for this event, but for your continued support throughout all of Long Beach. Can we get one also round of applause, which is very important, for all the other students that are here in the audience, that are here supporting this event, for all the students, a round of applause, the performances. And finally, I want to recognize and thank members of my transition team, many of whom are here today. I want to thank them for their service to the city, their service to Long Beach. Their ideas have already informed the work that we're beginning to do in these first 100 days. So the transition team has done a fantastic job. Many of them are here today. Let's give them a round of applause for their work. "50 years ago, Robert Kennedy told an audience, 'Unless we move with change, we will become its victims.' And I truly believe that. The world is changing rapidly, perhaps more than any time in a generation. We have turned a corner in Long Beach, and while we will always appreciate the rich history of our city, we can no longer look back, but we must look forward. We must look forward with optimism towards a bright future. And what does that future hold? We envision together a city that is fiscally sound, with growing economies. We envision a city with iconic architecture, more density downtown, thriving parks, a cultural scene throughout the city, and a strong sense of community. We see Long Beach as a leader in sustainability, multimodal transit, and civic engagement. And I envision a city, and this is probably the single most important element, a city with the best educated students and the most well-prepared workforce anywhere in the country. I believe these goals are completely achievable, thanks to the great people of the city, a strong commitment from so many of you who share this vision, and indeed, we are well on our way on becoming a Long Beach of the future, or as I like to call it, Long Beach 2.0. In my first 100 days in office, we have hit the ground running. We've put in place many of the building blocks that will make this vision a reality. And we will continue moving at a strong pace with a particular focus in 6 key areas of which I'm going to talk to you all about today. Number 1, a responsible budget. Number 2, education and the Long Beach College Promise. Number 3, economic development. Number 4, a sustainable and livable city. Number 5, technology and innovation. And number 6, civic engagement. So let's begin today by talking about the budget. A sound budget is the foundation of good government. Without fiscal stability, there's very little a city can do. But with a sound, responsive budget, we can look and lay the groundwork for important services and all the amenities of a world-class city. Passing a responsible budget was the very first thing that we did as a city council and that I proposed as mayor. The balance was seen throughout the budget. It was responsible, and I want to make sure that we thank our city council for their wisdom, their responsibility, and their fiscal approach to balancing and passing a responsible budget. This budget met our pension responsibilities and is setting the foundation for the future. So I want to ask all the council members that are here to please stand up and please give them a round of applause for passing a responsible budget. Thanks to the hard work of this city council, we're in a better fiscal position than we have been, and in a much better position than much of the cities around the state and country. That's largely the hard work of this council, our citywide team, city management, and all the team in our Financial Management Bureau. The guidance and work also has come from the support that we've had, quite frankly, from my predecessor. And I think it's important that we take some time and value and think about the financial place that Mayor Bob Foster put this city on. He steered this city in the right direction. I'm proud to follow that same fiscal responsible mantra that he always claimed. So let's give Mayor Bob Foster a big round of applause for putting us on sound fiscal footing. And while things are better, we should be clear and honest. We are not swimming in cash. We have to keep our belts tight. There will be bumps in the road ahead, but we are in a good place. And it is my commitment as mayor to keep us there. I'm glad to be able to report that the City Council adopted all of my budget recommendations, including maintaining a conservative policy on our oil benchmark, setting aside revenue for a pension stabilization fund, funding a new economic and property development department within the city, and reforming a new department to a technology and innovation department. A solid fiscal position is a foundation of good government, but to maintain our fiscal health, we must have a healthy economy. And I've been saying since day one, the most important piece of a strong economy is education. In fact, if you want to have a strong economy, invest in education. The education of our young people, starting in the early year of preschool, continuing all the way through higher education, is the key to a vibrant, growing, and prosperous economy. That's why I'm very proud that one of my first initiatives in these first 100 days was to come together with Long Beach City College, Long Beach Unified, and Cal State Long Beach on a new partnership with the Long Beach College Promise. Our outstanding school district, our City College and Cal State Long Beach have long been the keepers of the Long Beach College Promise and have done a fantastic job. We have one of the best institutions of higher learning in the city out of these three great places. This new partnership, joined by the city itself, will really make us a formal partner in this extremely important educational initiative. Not only has the city signed on to the College Promise, we've also begun the expansion of what the promise could look like in the future. We are committed to not only making the promise about student success and college completion, but to include support for universal preschool enrollment, expanded support for scholarships at both the city's public colleges, and the goal of doubling the amount of internships for students in the city. I'm extremely grateful, and our city is so fortunate to have educational leaders who understand the importance of education and who understand the importance that a true education begins in early childhood education and at preschool. I want to thank our three educational institutional leaders, Superintendent Chris Steinhauser, City College President Eloy Ortiz-Oakley, and Cal State Long Beach's new president, Jane Close-Connolly, for joining together in this vision and really creating the best educated, most prepared students anywhere in the country. Let's give them and our students a big round of applause. The Long Beach College Promise will be at the center of what I want to help and assist with in this first term. It's been a vital tool in helping our students succeed. And now with the city's partnership, we'll make it even stronger. I was proud to sign as mayor for the city, as a partnership for the College Promise, and I'm hopeful that this approach can be a model for other cities. It is a model of collaboration and not control. It is not the job of the mayor or the city government to manage the operations of our schools, nor would it be beneficial. That role needs to be left to our classroom teachers, parents, students, and our very capable administrators at our schools. But there is a role for us as a city as we've begun moving forward by facilitating a dialogue, raising money, and bringing people together, and creating a shared vision of success. By giving all the youngsters of Long Beach a chance to gain knowledge and skills, particularly in the early years, we set them up to be productive members of our community. All of the academic research tells us that gains made in preschool can be measured even in college. There is no better investment to be made in the entire educational spectrum than an investment in preschool. Absolutely. It means being more prepared for a career, more likely to obtain a higher degree. It means readiness at the kindergarten level and a stronger workforce on the other end. And for us to have a competitive economy, we must keep our already great schools strong and improve them. We also have to support students and young adults as they transition into the workforce by preparing them for internships. And I'm going to give you a statistic. The city of Boston, with 50,000 public school students, 50,000, has 15,000 internships for those students, 50,000 to 15,000. In Long Beach, we have 80,000 public school students with only 1,500 internships for them. That's a huge gap and difference. So we can and we will do better. So starting today, and as part of our signing of the new Long Beach College Promise Agreement, which we did last week, we will expand the Long Beach College Promise to include an investment in internships. So I want to ask you all today for that support in that initiative. It's an incredibly important part of our economic development plan. We can and will begin to double and triple and grow the amount of internships for a strong economy for Long Beach, but we need your help. And I've said this many times before, and I think it's important, I'll say it again today. Economic development is everyone's job. And I want to take a moment to highlight what remains our most important economic engine, and that's the Port of Long Beach. Let's give the Port of Long Beach a round of applause. I'm glad to report that our collaborative approach to strengthen the relationship between the city and our harbor department is working. We have incredibly willing partners in port management and our team, the Board of Harbor Commissioners, as well as our new Chief Executive, John Slangerup. And I want to acknowledge their work, those commissioners, the whole team, for joining us and really entering a new era of a relationship. The port is an asset, and we should give them another big round of applause. Thank you all for your support and for your partnership. 2015, just next year, marks the 10th anniversary of the Green Port Policy. And we next year will recommit ourselves to being the greenest seaport in the world. We will be the greenest seaport in the world. And over the next few years, the port will become more efficient, more sustainable, and at the same time, more economically strong. Also, just this last week, I returned from a trade mission to Asia, where I accompanied port officials to meet with incredible partners across Asia and through China. I was able to meet with civic leaders, business leaders from different regions, and we discussed ways our cities can work together to transform our economy for everyone. In fact, the president of OOCL has committed $4.5 billion over the next 40 years as part of the Middle Harbor plan that we all have in place. Imagine that effect in our local economy. Our port is gaining and continues to gain an international reputation for sustainability, for leadership in goods movement, and is staying ahead of the curve by expanding services and making operations more efficient. We're proud of our port, and the port will be at the center of our growth for our economy for over the next decade. Another round of applause for the Port of Long Beach. We will and need to continue to find ways to generate economic activity. And to that end, we've revised the Economic Development Property Department. As most of you know, that's something that went away over the last few years during the recession. And as part of this budget, we have now, starting October 1, fully staffed and supported a new Economic Development and Property Management Department within the City of Long Beach. It is the goal of that department to reach out to potential investors and to begin streamlining our permitting process, our licensing process, and all the economic pieces of the City of Long Beach. And today I also want to announce a new initiative. We're going to be reconvening a new Economic Development Commission, which has been vacant for some time, but we're going to fill it with great economic leaders, business leaders, folks from industry to ensure that we're moving forward on a strong economic development plan. We will seat an all-star commission of citizens and business leaders who have the expertise in many areas of economic development. And we'll look to seat those commissioners by the end of the year to begin working with the city to form a new economic development plan, which will work with the commission, which will work with our Economic Development Committee of the City Council to form a new vision for Long Beach when it comes to economic development. So let's give our economic development team in Long Beach a round of applause. We have to continue to grow our economy, and we will. Doing so supports the improved quality of life for everyone. And improving the quality of life in many ways is a tremendous boost to all of our economic development activities. It makes our city more attractive to investors and creates more professionals. With economic development, we can continue to create a more sustainable city, which is why our focus on sustainability and livability is incredibly important. It's important for us to remember that sustainability and economic growth are not mutually exclusive. Although for many years we seem to believe that they were, the truth is that our economic growth will falter in the long run if we do not protect our environment and if we do not conserve our resources. The lead way into the future is to think green. And sustainability measures can be put in place when we have a strong economic foundation to support them. Next year, we'll begin working on a major climate change action plan. And why is this important? The climate in our world is changing. The drought, changes to our environment, are and will have an impact in our future. So our climate change action plan must be an ambitious and exhaustive approach to making Long Beach sustainable for the future in every possible way. Our abundant sunshine makes solar power a practical possibility. New technology, electric technology, are hitting the market in a strong way and can make solar power today even more viable. We'll be implementing new ideas on bike share, protection of our coast, car sharing service. These are all ways that we can begin to experience a stronger, greener city. And multimodal transit, making room for cyclists and pedestrians to share our roads, as well as people who are disabled and use wheelchairs as their only form of transportation, will all be part of this new infrastructure to support them. We can work with transit, we can work with housing to create this type of transit environment if we work together on a sustainable and more livable city. We can combat climate change, we can support our environment and create healthier lifestyles and truly support the diversity that characterizes our city. It's become more important than ever to bring stakeholders together to the table in a new way and do more than we have currently done when it comes to supporting our communities. As part of creating a more sustainable city, we will reach out to the federal government and ask for a federal promise zone application. For those that aren't familiar with the promise zone, it's the ability for us to apply for a designation that brings in new resources to our city to create a more sustainable and livable city. This is a highly competitive process offered to only a strict number of cities per year, but we will look out, include our neighborhoods, and put the best application forward for our city. We're hopeful of the Promise Zone designation, and we'll continue to work on other ways of pursuing additional support from the federal government. Something else exciting is that we're also pursuing support from Bloomberg Philanthropies, And in fact, just recently, I was able to meet with former New York Mayor Mike Bloomberg and personally discuss the ways his organization can support the city of Long Beach through innovation, particularly with grants that can fund technology projects to serve a more responsive and a more open government. And while I certainly cannot guarantee that we'll gain the Promise Zone grant or that we're going to receive all the money from Bloomberg Philanthropies, I want you to know that we will try. We will try our hardest aggressively to pursue every grant and opportunity through philanthropy, through the federal government, through the state, to create a more sustainable and sound city. A city that is responsive and that supports all of our local neighborhoods. We're excited about these projects and about the community, and we're working hard with the Promise Zone designation, a team to get it all done. Also moving forward, there's a lot we can do to change the way our city functions and creating a true city of the future. We've worked with the city manager, Pat West, to get Long Beach moving when it comes to technology. I want to give Pat West a big round of applause for all of his work. Pat, where are you? You're out here somewhere. There he is. Let's give him a round of applause. One thing I've charged Mr. West with, and that I've talked to the council about, is how do we create the government of the future? Government that needs to be responsive to all the citizen needs, that utilizes technology to stay connected with constituents, that facilitates sustainability and prosperity, that is fiscally responsible without sacrificing core services, and that just makes our city great. One of the most important tools in creating a sustainable city is technology. We must be a city of the future. One of the first things I did upon assuming office was to think about how we restructure our Department of Technology Services. Technology departments are great for cities, but there's more that we can do. We repurposed it through the budget as the new Department of Technology and Innovation. And although the name change is small, the change in mission will be dramatic. The Technology and Innovation Department will continue to provide support to city employees through computers and other technology, but will also be charged with utilizing cutting-edge technology to make government more transparent and to engage citizens with their representatives and to recruit support from the technology sector so that we can really become an economic engine for technology. Technology is the key to our future and our city's success. Technology can not only make us more efficient, it can make government more accessible and more accountable. For example, Long Beach must have a 24-hour, 24/7 online city hall, where residents, visitors, and businesses can have easy access to important information, pay bills, track permits, look at information from their neighborhood, all from their home computer. We will make our online experience better, and we will create a 24-hour online city hall. Thank you. We're also already working on updates and other types of software upgrades to our Go Long Beach applications. We're finding great ways to get mobile units and to get information from our mobiles to make neighborhoods in Long Beach even better than they currently are. We're also going to be creating, and I'm very excited about this, the City Council just passed, a new commission on technology and innovation. We're going to bring together citizens and leaders to support technology, support innovation, and bring fresh ideas to the commission and with our new department. We hope to have this full commission seated by the end of the year, and this commission will be pushing new ideas for the city. I want to encourage all the techies out there and all those interested in innovation to please apply through our new commission application process, and we're really excited about the new Technology and Innovation Commission and the future of technology. Let's make Long Beach a real city of the future, a 21st century city that we can all be proud of. And one of the ways we're going to get to this idea of a future city is to increase civic engagement. And so the last thing I want to talk to us a little today about is civic engagement and participation. We all know the people in this room are passionately engaged in the life of our city. But the fact remains that many Long Beach residents stand on the sidelines. And technology and a connected citizenry is an important way for us to connect people together. Without good people, without involvement in government, We cannot truly be great. We must involve everybody. Now, before my election, I discussed about how ways we can promote civic engagement, and we've made some really good strides in that area. Most importantly, I have filled 61 commission seats on 15 different city commissions, creating not just the most diverse set of commissioners in Long Beach, but also bringing together an incredibly qualified and capable group of citizens to advise and assist the City Council and to speak for our residents on important policy matters. I know there's a few commissioners in the room today. If they've been recently appointed or if they're currently serving, please stand and let's give them another round of applause. Our commissioners and our commissions are an important part of our democracy. And I know all of us believe in a strong democracy for our city and for our country. We're working to fill vacancies by the end of the year, and so far we have filled more than half of the seats that are open. I'm confident that by this new year, we'll have a new system of commissions in place that we can all be proud of and that we can use our commissions to support the work that we're doing in the city of Long Beach. And one of the reasons why I'm so confident in this process is that we've already streamlined our commission process. We put a new tracking system in place, and our commissioners are excited about the work that's going to happen throughout the city. This is an exciting time for Long Beach. All the areas that we talked about are incredibly important, but I want to share with you, to close this up, one last thing. These last 100 days have been, for me personally, incredible. It has been an honor. It has been an honor to be able to serve as your mayor. It's a city, as you all know, that I love, that I know everyone in this room loves. And what's incredibly exciting about our future is I get a sense of optimism in the air. There is a feeling in the air, and not just here in Long Beach, but I think it's growing in other places as well, that people are feeling good about the future. I know that working together with what I think is a fantastic city council, great citywide leaders, and good management in place, we can do great things as a city. But as a city, and as a city that works hard every day, we cannot work in a silo. We must work with all of our partner institutions. It is incredibly important for us that we think, when we say the city of Long Beach, we're thinking globally. The city of Long Beach is more than just the people working at City Hall or that work for the city of Long Beach. The city of Long Beach is our incredible education system. The city of Long Beach are our businesses, the corporations that are here, the people that work in those buildings, the people at the port, the people at the airport, the incredible people in our tourism sector. We're all part of this one great team to make our city better. And everyone in this room is also an ambassador for the city of Long Beach. I've liked to, and I said it before and I'll continue to say, that I consider myself our ambassador-in-chief. And I think that's something I take very seriously. But everybody else here is also an ambassador for the city. Be proud that you live or work in the best city in the country. Think about where we are going and what we have. Do not ever forget how great we are. Think about the fact that our university at Cal State Long Beach gets 80,000 applications for their freshman class with 8,000 seats. They are the number 2 public university applied to in the entire state of California, and the number 1 applied to Cal State in the entire system. Be proud that system, the chancellor's office, their headquarters is in our city. The California State University is the largest public university system in the world, and their headquarters are in Long Beach. Be proud of that. Let's give that system a round of applause. Be proud that we have the economic engine of the country in our backyard in the port. That port is right now building the world's first zero-emissions terminal at Middle Harbor. Be proud that we have the economic engine of the country here in our city of Long Beach. Be proud that we continue to have a world-class unified school system that continuously is ranked one of the top 5 urban school districts, not just in the country, but in the world. That our community college continues to increase its student success and is one of the largest in the state of California. That we have one of the most well-loved airports anywhere in the country. People love coming to our airport. A round of applause for our airport. Be proud that this city continuously is ranked as one of the most diverse cities in the country. That is a strength. That is a strength. So we have all of this great stuff that is going on. And there's a lot more. We could spend so much time talking about how great our city is, but it's our job to tell the message. Like I've said before, and I'll say it again, we have more people in population than Atlanta, Georgia. We have more people in population than Miami. So we got to start acting like it. We got to start acting like the international big city that we are. If we're going to attract the high-tech companies, the Fortune 500 companies, if we're going to build a stronger downtown, if we're going to have a safer city, we have to start acting like the international city that we are. And so I challenge us to think big. I challenge us to be ambassadors for our city and to work hard every day to make this a better place. You know, I wake up every morning just excited to go to work. I wake up every morning excited to be a resident of the city and to be and serve as your mayor. So you have my commitment that not just these first 100 days, but every single day that you'll have me, I'll work hard to ensure that our city is a prosperous place and that we put our city on the map in a new way. So I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank all of the sponsors, particularly want to thank all of the students, the performers that make our city a great place to live. And most importantly, I want to thank all of you who I know will go out and be true ambassadors and spokespeople for our city. So thank you all for being here. Here's to the next 100 days, and go Long Beach. Thank you.